Hello and welcome back to Second Take Movies, a podcast where we give movies a second look, second chance, second take, if you will. I am your host, Preston Jenkinson, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, Jake Dwighto.
Hey, man.
And also, not a stranger to the podcast, sitting to my left, as you can see, is Aaron Spurlock, who is on the now second most popular listened to episode.
Oh, no.
Field of Dreams, as of today.
All right. All you listeners, go out and make that.
Yeah.
Well, make it the new second most popular. Make this the most popular.
Correct.
Podcast. Yeah.
And
what's it second to?
What is the popular?
The most popular is Attack of the Clones right now. Will Huff.
Oh.
Will Huff is on top of you.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be freaking Captain America. I mean, wait. Whatever garbage I made you watch.
But
all right.
A very special guest joining us, not in the room, is The Rock himself.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Now, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, what made this movie so good?
The Rock is electrifying solely on genetic makeup, emitting electricity 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, including leap year.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Now,
What made this movie enjoyable? Tequila.
I'm on a Whole 30. I would be with you, but it's LaCroix.
LaCroix ended up over here.
Dude, you know what? All right, I'm going to come clean. I was on a Whole 30. This is going to sound ridiculous. My wife and I got engaged 10 years ago today. And we went to a Mexican restaurant. We started Whole 30 on Monday. And it was like, all right, we're 2 days in. We're going to celebrate this. Screw it. Yeah. Whole 30. Those first couple days,
They're
I'm
rough.
going to kill myself. Because I'm going to do it again right after this. So I'm
Good.
so pumped.
There you go.
You just made my night.
There you go.
Not gonna lie.
I've never tried it.
You should try it.
It sounds rough.
It's crazy.
You make it through the first 5-6 days, you feel pretty great.
Yeah.
That's
Man.
right.
Yeah, you don't poop much.
Well, it depends on your diet. If it's a high protein
That's
Whole
true.
30,
Ooh,
then
yeah.
that's all you do.
That's true.
So
It should also be noted that Aaron tortures me every morning in his garage.
that's correct.
I've been getting up since the beginning of the year to come over and work out at his house.
I'm trying to get you to look like Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I don't think that's going to happen unless I get some illegal steroids.
Okay, we'll get to that, I'm sure.
I think this was pre-steroids Rock. But anyway, the movie we're talking about today is The Rundown with The Rock and Seann William Scott.
It is an amazing movie.
Yeah.
So Preston is a very, very, very good friend of mine, and obviously love his podcast. And so I'll randomly be like, "Hey, we need to do this movie because this is a controversial movie. People don't like it, whatever." But I grew up loving it. So this is one of the ones. Field of Dreams was the other one. This is, in my opinion, the peak Rock as an actor. We'll get down through why I think that. But now he's just a big character.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I'm assuming, Jake, you feel the same way about the movie.
Yeah, I've got a weird sentimental thing with this movie. This is a weird movie of like, this is a WWE film produced, right? I mean, like, it's still them.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's still wrestling Rock. He's not Dwayne Johnson still.
Yeah.
And it bleeds through. Like, every action scene is like, heck yeah, this is straight up, WWE, I'm down. But, yeah.
So you're a big wrestling fan growing
like,
up.
This was a, like, primo early 2000s movie.
Yeah.
All the way.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The story...
I mean, Seann William Scott, you're done.
Yeah. The story of The Rundown. A tough, aspiring chef is hired to bring home a mobster's son from the Amazon, but becomes involved in a fight against an oppressive town operator and the search for a legendary treasure. There's an Indiana Jones in the middle of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's called Rosario Dawson. I never can pronounce her name right. She is Indiana Jones, but go ahead.
Yeah. The positive review Scott found us from LA Weekly. Surprisingly airy, jungle set adventure, boisterously winking at Houston, Paw. I tried to pronounce that today and I couldn't. And the same Saturday morning serials that birthed Indiana Jones, R.J. Stewart, James Vanderbilt's tongue-in-cheek script of hybridization of Midnight Run and The Treasure of Sierra Madre. We get it, dude. You've seen movies. Provides lots of amused byplay for its two mismatched stars.
Yeah, screw that guy. I mean, like, cool for a positive review, but no, this is a straight up like, sit back and enjoy. There's no tones to anything else. It's
it's a good mid-budget action movie that they don't make anymore.
Correct.
Yep, that's the main getaway I got from all this is they don't make these anymore. Everything has to make $1 billion now.
Correct.
Yeah, screw that, man. Make some garbage that's awesome.
Yeah. The negative review, Mark Savlov from the Austin Chronicle. Like Rocky Road ice cream, the rundown is chunky stuff full of calories and easy to take in small doses. Also, like Rocky Road, it's bound to attract flies if you leave it lying around, and more to the point, too much of it is likely to make you gag.
Boo.
This guy hates fun.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go to Austin, but what a bunch of losers. And just my decimation of destroying anyone, any city. Yeah, Austin sucks. Your tacos suck. Get a restaurant, not a daggone van. And
your music show is pretty good.
Whatever. Yeah, I really want to go there. I'm just joking around, but yeah.
This starts out, The Rock, he's in a truck. He's writing in his book.
Okay.
He's got this book of recipes. Sorry, I love this movie. First off, I'm gonna bash this at points. I love this movie.
Yeah,
he's got this book where he's writing ingredients one at a time. Porcini,
yeah,
like he's gonna write one ingredient on a page. It's not a recipe, dude. You're
just like it's like a mushroom.
Mushroom.
It's just a mushroom, dude.
Yeah. He have y'all ever seen, I don't know, man, I'm gonna blank on this guy's name. He's like a famous, I guess, TikToker or YouTuber or whatever. He's a chef that just looks like he just injects steroids into his biceps. Big dude. I don't know if y'all have ever seen a video.
He has tattoos like every other chef.
Anyways, that's whenever I think of The Rock in this movie being a chef, I just think of him being like this guy, like shirtless in the kitchen, and no reason whatsoever other than the fact that he's just ginormous and and I cook really good.
Right. But he's been sent to collect some money from some football players in a club. Apparently he works for the mafia.
Have you guys seen the HBO show Ballers?
I have not.
It's Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That's like, it's his show.
Yeah.
This is his character. So like, it's surreal to know he made a TV show pretty much off this guy.
Really?
Like, it is this. I mean, like, he was a kinda. There's so many similarities, but it's like,
is it like a mixture between this and his character in what's Gridiron Gang and his character in Walking Tall? Because those were my three favorite characters of his.
In that show, like, he is an NFL player that got hurt. So now he's going to be an agent. But it's just him showing up and like, all these players are in a bad situation. I'm going to get them out. Then I'm going to sign them. Check it out. But weirdly enough, I know we're really going off the beaten path. I'm not spoiling anything. It's not a great show. It's okay. The last season is like...
Well, anything related to The Rock now has his ego all over it. Like...
Ego to the 10 the last season, because he's like, hey, there was this movie about concussions that came out. I'm going to cover this in the last season of my show about football players. Concussions are bad, y'all. It's like, duh. Y'all been partying? It's Entourage with football. But, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, he busts up in the club.
Yeah, and knows everything about these football players.
What a great... when he steps in there, every little step sequence of the on-screen graphics, I'm like, yeah, this is early 2000s. I'm in. I don't care, man.
It was the coolest thing.
I remember all that burnt popcorn taste.
Yes, it was like the coolest thing when I was 12 years old watching this, and I was like, oh, that's what a club scene's like? Sign me up.
I was 22 and I watched this.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry.
I'm just kidding. I don't know how... Wait. No, I was like 14.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. It was
I'm
probably
kidding.
2000 because I watched it on DVD in my brother's room, in the room over the garage, the little frog or whatever. And in 2005
Oh,
was when
wow.
I watched it. So it was on DVD and all that stuff. And yeah, I was 12 years old.
With 10 other kids in the house, it was
That's
easy
right.
to sneak stuff past your
Correct.
parents.
Wait.
Got a PG
You have 9 siblings?
10. Middle child of 11. Yeah. That's
that-
going down a rabbit hole that we don't need
Yeah.
to. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no problem. That's dope. I mean, sweet. Props.
Fun fact, Peter Berg, the director of this movie, also directed Friday Night Lights and created the show Friday Night Lights.
Ooh.
This was his second movie. This is also The Rock's second movie.
Is Peter Berg the coach? And so, I mean, like,
No,
Yeah, because it's what's his face?
Kyle Chandler.
No, I'm talking about the movie.
who is
Al
Peter
Pacino.
Berg's been an actor though, right? He's not just a producer or whatever else.
Let's see.
He might have acted in some stuff. I'm not sure. We're pulling it up right now.
Peter Berg. Oh, Lone
Yeah,
Survivor.
Smoking
directed-
Aces.
yeah,
Yeah,
he-
Smoking
he-
Aces that we watched, and Collateral.
He directed Lone Survivor.
Nice.
But also
And Hancock?
Battleship.
Hancock. Yeah.
There you go.
But also,
We don't want to talk about Battleship.
that's terrible. Anyway, so The Rock.
all right. Sorry.
He sum up that scene. He collects collateral from said football players in the form of a national championship ring.
Yeah, that. So here's my first issue with the movie, and I've watched this movie probably 20 times, and this was watching it last night. This was the first time that I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. They go to each player, and he gives a little profile breakdown of each of them. They all go to these different schools: Ohio
Right.
State, USC, Mississippi State, and then he's like talking to his boss, who I'm blanking on his name, Walker or something.
Yeah.
Walter, something.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But he's talking to him, and he's like, and that's terrible acting too. While he's in the bathroom on the phone, I can't do this. The whole old line's here. They got a really good shot at
Yeah.
repeating. All 3 of those players from the 3 different schools have national championship rings on, and I'm like, what in the world is going on?
Well,
here?
I guess we're supposed to assume they're actually in the NFL now.
Okay.
Because they have money to blow on gambling,
That's fair.
which they're not supposed to do because.
Maybe, yeah.
Anyways.
That would make sense.
say,
Okay.
like-
But
You'll get stripped out of the NFL for that.
yeah, you get suspended for a season. Meanwhile,
Yeah, Calvin
Deshaun
Ridley.
Watson gets $240 million guaranteed for being a pervert.
Yeah, Clemson rules. Suck it. You don't know this. I live in Clemson.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge sports guy, but Clemson. Deshaun Watson.
he can walk to the
Met him
stadium from his
once.
house if he
Very
wanted
nice.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear games outside.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Love it.
But so
So suck it, Preston.
Beck is the name of Rock's character. I just remembered
Yes,
that.
Beck.
He collects the ring, goes outside. He is intercepted by.
His first name's Glenn, by the way.
Are you?
Oh,
oh
God.
gosh.
Yeah, Glenn Beck.
That's a terrible joke.
Welcome to every Wednesday.
It's gonna get cut. Don't worry about it. Yeah, go ahead.
He walks outside, gets beanbagged by another collector. Like he's shot in the chest with beanbags from a shotgun.
It's the dumbest. Yeah, I mean they even call it out. Like
Yeah.
He got you with
sent
those
someone else to
beanbags.
collect.
Yeah.
So the head, the gangster guy, the bookmaker, I'll call him. He says, "I'm gonna take another 10 off your debt," because he's in debt to this guy apparently, or he's gonna add another 10 or something. I don't know.
Do we? I know we're skipping way ahead. Do we ever figure out what he's in debt for?
No, it's never
So
explained.
that's obviously a hole in the plot there, but I think the assumption or the insinuation there is that it's almost like a gang type thing. Like everything
Yeah.
they're doing is illegal, so he has blackmail on him, and he's like, "Here's a dollar amount that I need to get from you in value before I release you into the wild."
Yeah.
It's kind of the thought. At least that's how I took it, but. Yeah, it's not clearly defined, which is
I don't think you need it for this character. Though.
Sure.
He's just, all you need to know is he's a guy who's in debt and
Yeah.
he needs to. He wants to start a restaurant
yeah.
because he's a chef.
I think you could even drop. I mean, the debt stuff makes it real, but if the guys promise him his restaurant, as a big a deal they make of it, like drop the debt stuff. It's like, yeah, we'll buy you a restaurant if you finish this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It's the only way you can afford this.
won't have to get a loan, basically. But anyway.
Yeah.
Says, hey, I will clear you of everything and give you your money up front if you go collect my son down in the Amazon.
His third married son.
Yeah. He was like,
okay.
we were married. Yeah. He's like, we were married for 3 minutes, but we got a son.
I mean, that's so weird. They make such a weird deal. I'm like, all right.
Didn't need that information.
Cool.
All I
Yeah,
needed
the
to know.
2000s were weird.
Yeah,
Cool.
I just needed to know who the guy was to go get him.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I mean, so it cuts immediately to a Scottish / Irish pilot.
Yes. Probably the greatest character
dude-
in
Best
the
character
movie.
in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was in so much random crap.
Mm-hmm.
Being like Irish. He's not that Irish, really. I've
No, I think he's
seen other
Scottish.
stuff where-
I think the actor's Scottish.
He is Scottish. Sorry. I have an ad for best Irish movies of 2012.
That just came
I
up.
don't know why 2012 is what we're looking at, but that's what IMDb's giving me.
Yeah.
'Cause I just wonder, like, what's that guy's name? Yeah. He's like the stereotypical Scottish guy.
He was in Wonder Woman. I remember that. The first one.
There's another guy that looks like him probably, but yeah, he rules. Yeah. As soon as I saw him, I went, oh, I forgot about him, man.
Yeah.
It's been a hot minute.
Declan was the character's name.
Yeah.
Declan.
Declan. Yes.
You gotta like slur
he
and
is.
make a lot of noise.
Yeah, that guy's
Scottish.
from Scotland.
Yeah.
So,
Edinburgh.
but it just confused me because he's got like a leprechaun bobblehead and a 4-leaf clover on his plane.
What's weird too? I'm gonna get real nerdy. That dude's I think is like South Scottish.
Okay.
His accent's North the whole time. Don't worry about why I know that. It's just odd.
But he's got duct tape on the plane holding the
Yes.
wing together. The Rock is very like not enthused about this.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got hooked up with him in the first place, but
In this place in life, I fully expected The Rock to go hold the daggum wing together.
Correct.
Like,
Hey, if that movie was
he's
made,
not The Rock.
yeah, exactly. If that movie was made in 2023, The Rock is out there
Yeah.
holding it together, somehow like binding it just with his biceps.
It's
Like
true.
it's like a Chris Evans thing with the Avengers, but times a million.
Yep.
That's what this would.
but Chris Evans tore his bicep doing that.
Yeah, I know.
There you
Well,
Yeah,
But
well,
The
he's a
Rock would
wuss.
never. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
The Rock's a
He's from
man.
Boston. He's from. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think he's Polynesian, but I don't know if he's like from Hawaii.
Is he okay?
He's Samoan,
Oh, Samoan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
but also black, and he uses both of those interchangeably when he wants to.
All right. Yeah. Not gonna dive into that. But yeah,
I'm
your
just
boy
gonna
drops
nod.
him off sketchily in nowhere land.
Yeah.
But he finds his way to the village where you
Of
see
course.
the most beautiful girl in the world
That's right.
serving beverages in a bar.
Rosario Dawson. And, well, at first he meets up with Christopher Walken,
Yeah,
who's
Oh
amazing
God, yeah, he goes there first.
as the villain in this movie.
yeah.
I think you picked this movie. I don't know who picked this, but I was like, Preston did this to do his imitation.
Yes,
That was
do
it.
it. Do
I was
it.
like, I know why they were watching this, man. Like, it's cool.
You don't
What's up,
reach
Walken?
into another man's refrigerator.
I'm not even gonna give you mine. I refuse.
I don't do impressions at all. It was also funny because he sends him off to this nowhere land in Brazil, where he's like, yeah, if you bring back my son, you get 250 G's, right? Well, then he goes and he's like, the first thing that he's doing is just offering that money away. And small amounts, right? So he offers Hatcher 10,000, and then he offers Declan. He's like, if you just walk back to wherever we came from and let me have the Jeep, there's 1,000. So it's just like he's just slowly but surely. And we're like 2 seconds into him going to this place, and he's already given away 11,000, and I'm sure if he was pushed by Hatcher, he would have given away more.
Yeah.
But it was just funny how he was like, money is not an actual concept in this movie, because then all of a sudden
That makes me happy.
yeah,
Because the first note I had was clearly The Rock's buying a food truck with how much he's just throwing away. Doesn't care. He's just
Exactly.
like, yeah, here you go.
yeah,
Well, he's got some money in his wallet, so.
sure.
But, eventually,
It's that 1,000 that he stole from the quarterback.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. He eventually makes his way to the bar and starts talking to Rosario Dawson about Brazil nuts and all this stuff. And we already met Rosario Dawson and Sean William Scott character earlier, but it was just a conversation about, I need your boat because I need to go find this golden cat.
Yep.
Sean William Scott.
Yeah.
That is the man of that time.
Oh yeah, the early
like,
2000s
I
was,
was
him.
Oh, shoot.
Correct. Talk about somebody that was in everything. Like every movie, especially every movie that like a teenage boy would be interested in watching he was the star.
He's hilarious in Role Models. Him and Paul Rudd.
Oh man, I just looked
I
at
forgot Paul Rudd was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked at a modern picture of him and he does not look the same.
Well, he's in his 40s now.
I know. What is with people aging?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
The Rock would never.
The Rock's getting there.
Yeah, that's true.
He's never mind. Yep.
Yeah.
Jake has a filter. He's learned to filter himself
There you
in
go,
recent
Jake.
weeks.
And work has made me a filter policeman.
Yeah.
I'm getting yelled at in 6 days for meeting conduct. I nipped that in the bud. That's all I gotta say.
Is that because of this podcast?
I hope not.
Oh man.
Honestly, you know what? So I consult a customer of mine. If they listen to this, screw yourself. They'll laugh at that. But yeah, at some point in time, they're like, "Yeah, listen to the podcast. We heard your thoughts on this. That was interesting." And I went, "My personal life, I don't give a crap."
Oh man.
So,
But
which they're good sport,
Yeah.
good people.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Yeah.
The Rock finally comes face to face with Sean William Scott and is like, I'll give you two options. First one, you walk with me to the airport and we just go home. Second one, I make you.
Yeah.
And he's giving everybody two options through this whole movie.
Option A and option B.
Yeah.
Whole time.
Yeah. And then, of course, Christopher Walken comes through and he
takes office B. Option B.
option C.
B.
So the deal has changed. And he's got
What happens in that original bar scene? How does Sean William Scott get away?
I think he just runs away in the middle of the action,
He does.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
Yep. Okay.
We've got some henchmen that come in. You've got Christopher Walken's brother. The two main ones are Christopher Walken's brother and the guy that loves whips.
Yeah.
Is that Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite? Like what?
I don't know.
It's him. It's straight up.
Oh, for real?
Actor's the guy from Napoleon Dynamite.
Wow. Is it?
You're kidding. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, the dude that gets the nose brace later in life. It's Uncle Rico, bro. He can throw a football over a mountain.
Oh my gosh, you're right. That's so
I
funny.
grabbed my pants watching this. I was like, oh, shoot.
But you know another thing about The Rock's character, he doesn't like to use guns.
Yeah.
The guns are not his thing.
Yeah, I'll bring that problem up with that later.
Okay.
Okay.
They make such a big deal like, I don't do guns.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't do guns.
So he gets in a fight, gets out of there. Him and Sean William Scott take off through because I'm saying Sean William Scott. I don't know his character's name.
It is Travis.
Travis
Walker.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
they just
Walker's.
What's up?
Walker's their last it's Travis Walker.
Okay.
The dad goes by his last name
Gotcha.
Walker, I think.
That's it.
feel,
Yep.
but it feels like
You're right.
the writer was like, "Ooh, white boy name Travis."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty dead on.
Yeah. So they take off down the road through the jungle. Sean William Scott hits the steering wheel. They travel off this cliff, and then they're trapped in the jungle.
Dude, that that fall down the hill scene.
Yes.
I love Dwayne The Rock Johnson because I have to say his full name. Dwayne The Rock.
At this point,
his cousin was his stunt double.
Was his brother?
Was his brother or his cousin?
No, it was his brother.
Huh?
He broke his back.
Oh man!
Like legitimately, they pushed the dude down a hill.
They pushed him down a hill.
No safety. It was like freaking roll.
Oh man! I did not know that.
This movie was only budgeted for $80 million. Like,
Yeah.
Now there is some questionable stuff up in here.
yeah.
But I love. There's a scene like I'm not gonna nitpick it too hard. I'll make it now and I'll say it again. There's scenes where I'm like, look at that stunt double. That's a white boy playing The Rock.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, it is dead. I mean, like, but I don't care.
Did they have to?
I love this movie still.
Yeah. Did they have to replace his family member who has a broken back now, like at midway through the filming, and there was a white guy, or he just is more white?
They kept going. Yeah. No.
I guess they kept going. I don't know.
Sequences where they replaced him with a white guy,
Jeez.
which was like a week. And then he broke his ankle, not his back. I'm sorry. Hurt his back, broke his ankle. So there are other stunts where, like, he can just do it. It's all right.
Yeah, he'd be all right.
He's getting paid.
Tape him up. He'd be all right.
Yeah, we'll tape.
But there's a hilarious scene where Travis has to pee, and he gets the rock. Like, the chemistry between two of them is excellent.
Yeah, I think this was the first time. I mean, this is one of The Rock's first movies, but this is like one of the first times that you see The Rock like, oh, you have like a humorous side. Like you can be funny.
He's great in
as
comedies.
a character, and then now obviously he's done a ton of comedies, right? And he's hilarious.
He
But,
should
like,
do more of them.
Yeah, but back then it was just you're The Rock, the WWE superstar,
Right.
Who's funny in your monologues, but it's like a intimidating superstar WrestleMania funny, not like an actual comedy movie.
Yeah.
This was the first time there was that chemistry between him and somebody else.
Yeah.
Where he was just being funny.
I think that's my problem with this. Like, till he shaves his head in real life, and he's like, all right, I can be funny. It's cool. I can relax a little bit. Like, he's still a little tense.
Yep.
But, like, anytime he's with someone else, I'm like, yeah, this is great, man. It's hilarious. The action scenes, there's the first main action scene, which we're not about to, but we're about to get to, where he fights the tribal people.
Oh, yeah.
That was okay. But the end fight scene, I love it. I'll say it straight up. But also, I'm like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever watched. This is stupid. This is a WWE like road show going on. But we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Paul.
But they end up getting tangled up in the trees, and then they finally. I mean, there's like a bit with the monkeys, and a monkey humps the rock.
Yeah. I think I wasn't paying attention.
Very
to that
early
part.
2000s humor.
Yeah.
It's like, what if we had a monkey hump him while he's upside down? But they eventually get caught up with this rebellion that lives in the jungle.
Yeah.
So Sean William Scott can speak their language, tricks them into saying like The Rock wants to fight them.
Yeah.
Preston, you're gonna punch me in the head, but Corridor Crew did a great episode about this scene.
They did?
Yeah, they did. So the main short guy, I'm trying not to say midget because he's not a midget, he's just short.
Yeah.
The main short dude that like 12-pack, balls out, whatever. He's like, I think he's one of Jackie Chan's Padawans.
I think
that whole crew is.
I remember
Jackie Chan guy.
either reading something about that or hearing that on that episode.
Yeah, and they are like top of the line stunt guys.
Yeah.
They coordinate stuff, but they didn't coordinate. They did it in here.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know why, but it's like, whoa, yeah, this is awesome.
And it looks like to me, it looks like The Rock did a lot of the fighting in that scene.
Yeah, he did. Did a lot of the, like during that whole fight scene, the big sequences are like The Rock double kicks someone while he's back. They do the ripcords back. I don't know, they jerk the rock around on wires the whole time. It's all him. He's
Yeah.
not a stunt guy for the fight scene,
Okay.
which makes sense. I mean, it's WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
So
Can't roll down a hill, but you can take a punch.
That's true.
So.
Eventually, The Rock wins because he's the star of the movie, and Rosario Dawson's character shows up, and turns
a
out
gun.
she's the head of the rebellion against Hatcher.
Yeah.
So here's another plot hole. This guy Travis has been there for, I mean, seems like years, if not years, at least months,
Yeah.
right? She's fairly acquainted with this guy by now. They've had this conversation. They have this relationship. How do these people that she's leading not know who Travis is and not know that he's like kind of Weasley and is probably lying about The Rock here? She has to like convince them that, oh no, The Rock's a good guy, or Beck's a good guy and Travis is the bad guy here. He's the one that's working for
I just assumed she
Hatcher.
kept them separate.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. But
I don't know. You get.
I mean,
to
he
a point,
can- I mean-
didn't think about that at all.
I don't know. I just think I look at these movies and I'm like, where are the plot holes? And that was one that I was like,
I mean,
this doesn't make any sense.
you live in Brazil
But-
long enough, you're going to pick up some Portuguese.
Correct. That's true. So
But if
that
it's a
goes to
small
show
enough
even
area,
more.
They gotta know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they make several references to like this is a small, especially at the end. Like this is a small environment. Like, well, I hate this. You know, he's the only white guy there.
Exactly. Like
Apart
he
from-
sticks out like a
Yeah.
sore thumb. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they eventually decide to. There's a dog outside.
It's ugly.
Yeah, they eventually all decide to work together, and or no, the Hatcher finds the camp,
Yeah.
and then they go off on a boat together to go find the.
Oh wait,
The
hold
gato.
up, son. You got to talk about that daggum Muhammad Ali and Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah, that bullshit
They have a
conversation.
night of talking about boxing. Yeah, I'm like, all right.
Mike Tyson
What's
would like
next? This-
destroy like one good hit with Muhammad Ali, and he's dead.
Mike Tyson will buy your ear off.
Mike Tyson's a psycho.
Yeah, he does shrooms, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever listen to. I don't listen to podcasts. I dip in and I'm like, this dude is on some shrooms. He's gonna kill someone. No.
But anyway, Hatcher
They get a
finds the
boat.
camp. Yeah, and they get on
Yeah.
a boat. And our very quick Indiana Jones scene where they find the gato.
Yeah. But before that, I think it's before that. That's whenever they go for the swim. Or is that after?
That's right before they go in.
right
That's
after.
right before they
Talking
go
about
into
the,
that thing.
Stuff swimming up in
Yes,
the
that's
penis.
okay.
I don't remember what the word Pinot.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
just.
I'm like, it's PG-13. Just call it penis. What y'all doing?
That's right.
It'll swim up in your ding dong. It'll be all right.
Your boys. Yeah, you ding dong.
But I will say until I was probably in my early 20s, like any type of public water, I was not peeing in. Like the lake, the
I'm peeing
beach,
everywhere.
because of this movie. And I was like,
Yep.
there's
This
going to be
movie screwed me
something
up, dude.
that's going to swim up into my pene, or whatever they call it, that is going to ruin my livelihood.
Public service announcement. You got a pool. I'm peeing in it, and I'm in it.
Okay, you're not coming to our pool.
Yeah, your penis is getting wrecked with some stuff, son.
If you see me in a pool,
I'm with
I'm
you,
peeing
man.
in it. I mean,
I saw this sucker in the theaters, and like a month later, my family, I think my uncle has a lake house, and we'd go swim. I didn't swim. And I was like, what's in the water? What's going up my wiener? And everyone was just like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And my dad saw this movie with me, and he just chuckled. Didn't tell anyone, like, this is what he's thinking about it. He was like, yeah, my son's weird. Thanks. Thanks, Dad. I love you.
That's a good dad.
so they go into this cave. It's like the quickest. That's one thing about this movie is like I want more of this.
Of the Indiana Jones stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's go through some more traps than just like some bundled up sticks in a cave.
Yeah.
I feel like this could be the end of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
make
this
a
was
big
super
deal.
early.
Gato. Yeah. And then it's just done. It's like they walk in, oh, these rocks are falling. Let me move these sticks. Got it. Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There was no journey, no travel to this. It was just like,
Yeah.
we're escaping Hatcher, and then all of a sudden we got our treasure that we've been looking for You know,
Yeah.
these people have been looking for their entire lives, and we've been looking for 15
exactly.
minutes of the movie, and now we got it.
I got to say, like, if that's how hard it was to find this thing, these people are idiots.
That's right.
It was like, I know where it is. Swim, swim. Boom.
So they're Rosario Dawson, Sean William Scott, The Rock. They're all around this campfire, and they're enjoying their little victory or whatever. And Rosario slips them some hallucinating fruit,
Conlabos
with a K.
I have tried that in real life. It's not called Conlabos. It's custard apple.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Does it get you
sounds
high?
really good.
Another name. I don't know how to pronounce it. I know how to spell it. It's Tremoya. But I had a friend that was from Brazil and smuggled, oddly enough, because you can't fly with fruit, and it will make your body numb.
ooh.
Does it really?
Not like this. Not like you're paralyzed, but
Just like no sensation.
yeah, it's like when it's not ripe enough, it'll do it. When it's ripe enough, it's sweet, but if you do it early, it numbs you a little bit.
Okay.
Interesting.
But I didn't eat a lot of it. I took like a nibble. If you eat the whole thing, yeah, you will. So, real thing, but
Interesting.
didn't want to follow the real thing.
So she takes off with the gato because she's going to sell it to like help her people, and not be reliant on Hatcher.
But let me ask you this. This watching, I got confused. She's like, yeah, I'm going to take this, help my people. Does she make a point of like, no, I'm going to help myself and I'm gone?
No, it's. I think she's more about like helping people get like land and crops
Okay.
and seed and stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
not just
I
about
couldn't
her.
figure out what she was saying.
Yeah, she was just like, I can't trust you to share
Yeah.
the profits or whatever. So I'm going to take it and share it with my people.
But it also wasn't, I don't think it was clear as to whether or not her people were just the people who were joining her in the rebellion or her people that were also enslaved in the.
I think she was.
demons
I
and
think
everything.
that it was kind of like the
Everybody.
townspeople. As well. Everybody in this
Got it.
little
I was hoping.
village.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot that on this watch, and I was like, I know she owns the bar in town, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we saw this really depressing mining scenario, which, hey, straight up right down the road from you guys, Hell's Gold Mine. That's what that looks like,
Yeah.
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 I don't know if you've ever seen that.
There's got to be a more but in this movie, there's got to be a more efficient way to get those bags out that pit.
Dumbest thing I've ever said. Yeah, there's got to be.
Yeah. Like they're just
2003.
people on
Yeah.
with this strap to their head and they're just walking up all these ladders. Like you ain't got no like pulley system.
Correct.
Even with slaves. I mean, like, damn.
Yeah.
She knocks them out.
Yeah.
She goes away. She's like, hey, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I'll hold my bargain. You go this. Her directions are go north to the road, then go south.
Yeah.
That's east. That's like, what are you doing? Shut up, girl. Women can't tell directions, son. Let me tell you. Sorry.
We got
Yeah, I don't
headphones
believe
in.
in that, but
I mean, the general populace did in 2003. So it fits.
His wife.
There you go.
His wife is right downstairs, and she
That's
can
right.
hear everything right now. So
oh yeah. And actually, she's terrible with maps. Not even like hating on her. Like, no, it's real
yeah,
Yeah.
in our house.
My wife's the same way.
I believe that.
It's been good being married. Anyway,
So we
they go on their own little trek, but they show up to the airstrip with our boy Tecklin.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This movie gets weird. Like, I don't know. There's so many things why The Rock needs to care about these people, but why? I don't know. All this gets really hazy here.
Yeah, I think the plot of the movie is to show The Rock everything that's terrible that's happening here, have him meet the leader of the rebellion, and have his heartstrings pulled. But that doesn't happen. Like you said, they're
Yeah.
at the airstrip. He's just ready to take Travis home and get his 250. Meanwhile, Travis is like, "Do you not realize that there's like $14 million
Right.
here?"
Yeah.
For the taking, that we could just, and so Travis is just thinking about the reward. The Rock doesn't care. He just wants to get back to his boss. And then was it Ramona?
But also,
Mariana.
yeah. Also, they figure out that Hatcher has kidnapped Mariana
Yeah.
as well. That's part of it.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
So the Rock goes into town and gives Hatcher the option A, option B speech through a camera, and of course he said they just start laughing at him.
Before that, you get the daggum bagpipes of the century.
Oh gosh,
Yes.
yeah. What and he quotes? What does he quote?
Everything.
It's
He Hosh Bob like 5 things.
I think it's the Bible verse from Pulp Fiction.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Ezekiel
he does.
33.
Yeah, Ezekiel 33:5.
Yeah,
Son, I pulled that out, but I didn't pull that out from like going to church. I pulled that out from Pulp Fiction. Since they heard the sound of a trumpet, they don't know the warning.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
but also
That's not it. That's essentially it.
when he goes and sits down at the bar, he quotes, "Don't go into that good night.
Don't go gently.
Don't go
into that,
gently into that good night."
Yeah.
Rage
okay,
at the dawning
fight
of the
scene
light.
starts there. How weird is it that this dude's just sitting there drinking a Coca-Cola or a beer, and he's like, "Hey, look at the fight of the somebody." This is the most. I don't know. This watch through. I still loved it. Make clear,
It's
I
good
was
fun.
entertained. But I was like, "What am I watching? This is garbage." I love this garbage, but
Yeah, it's great.
What is
Yeah,
this?
it's like whenever you haven't eaten like Taco Bell or McDonald's for like 30 days in a whole 30, right? And then you just like you dive into it and you're like, you know it's terrible, but it's so good.
And then it tears up your
That
stomach.
it's
6 hours, I will diarrhea and feel miserable.
Yeah.
Mine and Jake's mutual friend Tyler, who I went to live with in college, he went to Indonesia on a mission trip right after college, and came back. And him and another buddy of mine, they were at the airport, and they got their first taste of McDonald's after being in Indonesia for like a month.
Oh,
Tore their stomach up.
I'm sure.
The grease ruined it.
But I bet you it tasted good going down.
Gone.
But anyway,
It's weird. Like this budget, I think I'm looking at my notes. I think it was like $80 million.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like they put $20 million in the last fight scene. Mm-hmm. It kind of sucked. Just there was weird editing. Editing wise, it sucked. There's weird choices they made. Like the action's cool.
yeah.
But they really made some weird
There's
choices.
it's a lot of quick cuts between the action that you can't really tell what's going on.
Yeah.
which WWE producing.
Of course.
Yeah.
They were. I felt like the quick cuts. They were trying to do exactly what they did in the first scene, which worked in the first scene because it was a club scene.
Yeah.
And the quick cuts, like it makes sense. Everything's moving fast, but then it's like we're in this open space in the jungle, or not really in the jungle, but in the city range of a jungle area. Like it's not. It doesn't need the quick cuts. It needs the broad shots. It needs some like big. I mean, it has the big explosion, which was the cheesiest big explosion, by the way. But it goes from quick shot to cheesy big explosion. And it's like your head's spinning trying to keep up with where it's going. I will say it was cool, like you were saying, the quote, "Do not go gentle into that good night," and then. You look at The Rock's tattoo, and it's the first time that you see that that's like on his arm or whatever. It's the first time that I noticed, anyways.
And also, they colored out his bull tattoo. If you look in one of those scenes at the campfire, they just go, "Why are you going to have that tattoo and not the bull tattoo?"
Yeah. Anyways, and then he had tattoos on his hand. It was weird.
It's weird.
And then he like flips switches, which I wish, like, again, another plot hole. I wish they would explain. Why don't you like guns? Like, do you have like a military background or where you like you?
That's the worst part about all this. Like, give us like
what happened?
Why?
Because he obviously
when he flips switches, it's rad, dude. It's
correct.
Awesome, man.
He's not gonna.
I'm all aboard.
He's not
he
gonna.
obviously knows what he's doing. Well, I mean,
As strong as
crazy,
he is, he's not going to control the kick on a shotgun like that. But
the funniest one was the two. What he had the two. It was like double barrel shotgun, so 4 barrels right here, and he shot it with one hand. On one part of them, they were like right next to each other. He had it in one hand, and he pulled the. I was like, "How is that even possible?"
But also, he clotheslines a brick pillar.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I forgot about that jump.
I was
That's
like,
a straight up rock wrestling.
your arm is
Yeah.
broken.
Yeah.
Like, there's no coming back from that.
I live in fantasy movie world. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of with you. Like, the whole time with him with the shotguns, I'm like,
Eh.
no, dude, I was an idiot. I tried to fire a shotgun with one hand. It hit me in the head and knocked me out.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happens. The recoil goes right back and hits me straight middle. I have a channel still of like,
Yeah.
yeah, it
Goodness.
doesn't happen.
Me,
I'm not as strong as The Rock, but there's no way.
my dad is like a really big gun guy, and the only reason he likes any of the John Wick movies, because I showed him one time, is because John Wick Reloads.
Ah, there you
That
go.
was that was why he liked that movie.
Freaking Keanu Reeves, he reloads, and he takes like, this is going to be rude. Looking at gun safety in movies, takes it dead serious.
Yeah.
Even if it's blanks, he doesn't do crap.
Yep.
All of John Wick, with John Wick 4 coming out, especially, like, it's primo
Yeah.
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, Rock saves the day. Town is saved. Yay.
actually, no. Could we just talk about John Wick for a little? I'm just
I wish.
Here's the other part I got. They knock out the town's well.
They do.
Like, their water source.
Yep.
they don't have water
Yeah.
anymore.
It's like, yeah, your town is
built
free
the city,
now,
dude.
Yeah.
but y'all got to build
We've
another
got
well.
$20 million, but we're gonna die.
That's right. Before you can sell it,
Yeah.
you can't drink.
We need to go find another source. We need to use that money to go find another source of water. But the Rock gets Sean William Scott back home, and he feels bad for him, so he drugs the guy's dad and the cronies in the house, and they ride off into the sunset, I guess.
The end.
That's the end.
I'm gonna say right now that little thunder and lightning gag.
That was funny.
Yeah. Well,
Sean William Scott came up with that ad libbed.
I'm sure.
believe it.
Did he actually?
Yeah, he did.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he did. And then everyone was like, "That's so funny. You should do it." And he's like, "No, I'm just goofing around." But they did it.
And the
I'm
director was
"All right,
like,
"Yeah,
do it.
And yeah.
so much for this."
Like the
Sean William
first
Scott
time.
is all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, I've only seen a handful of his movies, but this was my favorite of his because he had some range in this one.
Yeah.
Like, he's obviously humorous, but, like, there's also, a side of, like, oh, yeah, I have this background with my dad, and I hate him, and blah, 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 and here's why I'm doing all this stuff. And he portrayed it as an actor pretty well, I thought. But,
Yeah.
and whereas in every other movie that I've seen him in, he's just a fool. That's just hilarious,
We also miss Arnold Schwarzenegger talking about.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's a very quick Arnold Schwarzenegger cameo right at the beginning in the club scene.
Oh,
For
where he
no
walks
reason
past
at all.
him, and he's like, what's up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The only reason was they were filming a Super Bowl commercial in the same club.
Oh, my gosh.
While the movie was being filmed.
That's so stupid.
So it just so happened, like, you can be in this movie because we're colliding. Like, they're shooting downstairs, they're shooting upstairs. That's it. It's the only reason.
It's just like,
And everyone's like, everyone thought this was Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, "I'm going to pass the torch to Dwayne Johnson."
this is an original movie.
Yeah.
It's also like Jason Statham showing up as a transporter in Collateral with Tom Cruise. What's the point?
Yeah.
You just realized it, Nat, didn't you?
Yep.
Very beginning of the movie, Tom Cruise is going through the airport.
Yep.
Jason Statham
You're right.
drops off a briefcase, and he's supposed to be the transporter.
Totally forgot. I just thought it was a bald guy, man. I'm gonna lie.
All right. So, final rating of this movie. Let's go around the table.
You go ahead.
I give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. I need your Jake's too.
What you got?
7.6.
Ooh,
No, actually 7.4. 7.
7.4.
The first 9/10 of the movie 7.8. The last 7.4.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Aaron said
My
he had a
wife
hot
is
take.
yelling 6.2 downstairs, by the way.
Ooh.
I'm closer to that.
6-1?
So I'm going to give my hot take. And then I'm going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
Hot take of the night. This is The Rock's second best movie that he ever did,
Right.
behind Moana.
I haven't seen Moana.
Oh
so I
gosh,
can't
y'all
tell you
both
that.
I
okay?
haven't seen it either.
Once
I
we
feel better.
Once
Cool,
we
I haven't
close
seen it.
once we close this laptop, once we end this podcast, y'all both need to watch Moana tonight. It is.
I'm going to bed.
It's
after
the
this.
best Disney movie. Anyways, you got 3 girls, watch it all the time.
Yeah.
So that's my hot take right there.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm gonna go with a 6-8.
Okay.
Dude, I thought you were coming in this way higher.
I
thought he was too.
You didn't let me down. I'm proud. I'm like, yeah, all right, yeah, I'm down with that.
Okay.
I can roll with it.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of just enjoyability, it's like a 8.3, 8.4. Like I just enjoy watching it, right? But in terms of movie, it's a 6.8.
Okay.
That's like half the movies we watched is like, it's not a good movie, but dude, I watched it and zoned out and loved life. I didn't
Correct.
think about work. I didn't think about crap.
Yeah.
It was just fun.
Now,
So,
the last 2 weeks we've been dealing with Zack Snyder's Justice League, which is over, thank God.
yeah, I thought about killing myself a couple times, but that's okay.
That's
Zack Snyder for
it's
you.
a 4-hour movie.
Yeah.
Don't watch it.
How long's the podcast?
We had to put it in 2 episodes.
Oh, so this was 2 episodes for one.
Yeah.
Ooh. Why'd y'all do that?
Yeah, and also Preston
I thought
was
it would be
sick,
fun.
and it got delayed.
Yeah, it got
So it's
delayed
like-
2 weeks
Oh.
because he had an anniversary and I got sick. So
Yeah, y'all should have just been like, you know what, this is a terrible idea. Let's just give our listeners a break.
Anniversary.
anyway, so now we move on. Aaron, this is probably a new segment to you, to what we watching, playing, reading, stuff like that.
Okay, then go around. Y'all start it again, and then I'll catch up.
I know me and Jake are playing Hogwarts Legacy right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm watching The
Hogwarts
Last of
Legacy.
Us. I think everybody's watching The Last of Us.
Yep. I think I said this months ago, and this is the weirdest thing in the world, and I know it. There's a YouTube channel called Movie Recap
Yeah.
where they go through a movie in like 20 minutes. But they do foreign movies, and I've just been hypnotized by like I'd never watch some of these French, Israeli, whatever. I would never watch them. It's been so entertaining.
Do they got one for Parasite?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but you should watch that, man. That one's worth subtitles all the way.
Yeah, that's what he tells me all the time.
Oh,
so
Parasite is
Dude, it's
amazing.
probably it's up there, man. It's one of the. Did you watch Snowpiercer?
Oh yeah, that's great. I love it.
Cool. Watch Parasite.
Okay.
Parasite's wrong.
Yeah.
Terrible. I think it's the same actor. I mean, director. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the same.
Director,
It's the
producer.
same director. Yeah.
Yeah. The subtitles, you'll disappear right away. When Parasite ends, you'll crap your pants, man. That's probably the best. Past 10 years, one of the best movies I've ever watched.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron,
And I'm
what
not
are
going
we
to say
watching?
more because I'll ruin it.
Watching. Are we doing? Did he do watching, playing,
Yeah,
reading?
yeah.
Okay. Watching is Full Swing on Netflix.
Full swing.
I
Ooh, is it good?
Dude, it's good.
Oh, that's about the live golf stuff, right?
It's about the PGA Tour this past year.
Okay.
And it's super
would-
good. Like I thought, like it would
So-
be like it's a kind of good. No, like there's drama in it. There's a full story. They like usually follow 2 golfers, and it's almost like a full season of following the 2 golfers in each episode.
Yeah.
And so then they like bring it all together at the end with Rory
Okay.
and Cam Smith as like the 2 opposites of those that go on the live tour,
Yeah.
and those that stay true to the PGA. It's really good. It's really good.
So like Netflix
Yeah,
basically like they smelled drama last year and was like, let's get some cameras out
That's
there
right.
now.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
It was great. That's what I'm watching. Reading. I just started this new book, and I don't read. I do audio books
Yeah, that's
because I'm on the road a lot. So doing Atomic Habits. My wife recommended it to me by James Clear. Literally like opened it today. So have not really
I got
listened
to
to
see
it.
the cover. I think I've read that, but I got to see the cover.
Oh yeah, let's
Yeah,
see.
He's got it
I
on
read
his
that.
phone.
It's good. It's good.
Could you see that?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results is the subtitle. Playing this.
I mean, you don't have. I mean, if you don't have,
dude, I haven't. I've been married for 7.5 years. I haven't played a video game in that 7.5 years.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right, hey Preston, could you just kill this guy? Really? I'm just kidding. You got 3 kids.
I got 3 kids.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's got 3 little girls.
Yeah. I quite honestly don't
You're
have time for
outnumbered,
games. I would love to.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on my oldest to get old enough to where like all of her friends are playing video games, and then she gets interested and then wants to play video games with her dad. Like, I can't wait for that. But I'm going to be so like behind the 8 ball with all of my other friends that have been playing video games for the last 13 years that I have not been. And yeah, anyways, but I'll be able to beat up on a 11-year-old girl on some video games at that point. So
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I thought that my nephew's 9, and like I don't care about Fortnite. I'll play it to play with like my brother and him.
yeah.
I'll do that. That's what we do. That kid murders me.
Oh
Like,
man.
He does everything, and I'm like, man, I'm so old now. My reaction times, I don't know what it is, but like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna murder this kid. It's gonna be awesome. No, I can't win. It's done. No more.
Well, that's the episode for this week. There will be an episode
Preston.
next week. What? What's up?
What are you listening to?
What am I listening
Watching.
to? What am I watching?
I mean, you already said Last of
The
Us.
Last of Us. Yeah. I mean, there's not much. I don't
that's
have.
great.
I'm watching Community. Other than that,
Oh, you ever watched it?
yeah, I've watched. It's like the 10th time I've watched it.
Never mind.
I watched it when it was on air on NBC in college.
Watch the new Joel McHale show, Animal Control. It's not bad.
Is it good?
The first episode, it's all right. I got to see 2 and 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
But again, that's the episode for this week. We'll have an episode next week. So if you have a suggestion for a movie we should cover, you can send that to secondtakemoviespod@gmail.com. You can find us on social media on Instagram at Second Take Movies. So for Jake and Aaron, I'll say, me and Jake will see you next week. Aaron won't be here next week. So
Unless y'all do Moana.
Dude, Aaron,
That's
you're
true.
coming back next week, bro.
There you go.
Coming back.
all right, so we will see you then.